Detective Daniel Cormier brought me a file. The other day. And the statement goes like this. I, Alex Pereira, have no gripe with the UFC. I have no grievance, and I never did. The words written on my personal Twitter account were written by a hacker. Okay. Now, Big Unk came out, and Big Unk said, I am that hacker. Big Unk said, I hacked in and I did that. That's funny. That's very funny. But Daniel Cormier, Detective Cormier, had a very different opinion. And he had a good amount of circumstantial evidence to support his ultimate premise, which was Hunter Campbell, through his social media, was in Dagestan having dinner with Islam Makhachev. Now, that would have set up largely through Ali. And we know the dinner happened and we know Hunter was there because of the photo taken by Hunter and posted to his own personal social media. What we then need to understand, according to Detective Cormier, is that Big Unk trains with those guys. Big Unk has the same manager. And if somebody of the level of Hunter Campbell would have gone to Dagestan, Ali would not have just allowed one guy to have that FaceTime. He'd have brought his other guy, which is how Ali's mind works. That's true. So it is very likely that Big Unk was at that same table. Now, this is all according to Detective Cormier, okay? At that dinner, while they're trying to get things smoothed out with Islam, they do have an overlapping objective, which is International Fight Weekend, which is 7.5 weeks away, that does not have a main event announced. And that is where Hunter, at some point during the meal, according to Detective Cormier, turns to Big Unk, says, what are you doing International Fight Weekend? How about defending that big, beautiful belt against Alex Pereira? To which Unk said, I'm in. So now Hunter's got to get this done. He's going to send a message to Pereira, according to Detective Cormier. Now that catches him a little bit off guard. That's not a ton of time. That's not an ideal match any way that you want to do it. And you now find out that a boss is sitting with the enemy breaking bread, which prompted Alex Pereira to pick up his phone, log into his Twitter account, say, I've never been crossed with the UFC, but we can change that. If they want to do X, Y, and Z to me, I can play that game and do X, Y, and Z back to them. Now, there was no profanity in that. I mean, generally, I would think of a hacker as like a bad guy. This didn't involve any threats. It didn't involve going to the DM box and trying to sell something for Bitcoin like my hacker did to me. It didn't involve getting into that DM box and asking random women to send you pictures of their body parts. It just involved one message, calmly and without profanity, put out to the world. Now, Pereira cleared that up. Pereira said, my phone was hacked. I did not do that. But Detective Cormier concludes it was not hacked. In fact, he maintains that Pereira, well-intentioned and with a little bit of anger, did the one thing you should never do, never type when you're angry, and is a Hail Mary pass of rewinding what's already been done. Alex Pereira concocted the hack story. That's what Daniel thinks. Leave me a comment. I want to hear what you